Good morning, I'm Quentin Griffiths. Reaction continuing to pour in after EPA releases changes to its new Waters of the U.S. rule. As we first reported yesterday, the updated rule states that wetlands covered by the Clean Water Act must have a continuous surface connection to navigable waterways. This means that a wetland not directly connected to large rivers, streams, and coastlines might either remain unregulated or come under state-level regulation. Ag Day's Michelle Rook is continuing to cover this. And Michelle, despite the EPA changes, there's still some confusion and what this could mean for farmers and ranchers.
Clinton legal counsel at the National Cattlemen's Beef Association has done in-depth analysis of EPA's new WOTUS definition. They tell me they're satisfied with the new rule and what it means for protecting private property rights. Plus, they say it also scales back federal overreach on ag lands, including wetlands. NCBA officials say EPA's new WOTUS definition is a step towards aligning EPA with the Supreme Court ruling. They're pleased with the removal of the significant nexus test from the 2023 definition, but the revisions also cut the percentage of wetlands under federal jurisdiction by 62%.
It also changes the definition of adjacent when we're talking about adjacent wetlands or adjacent features to include only those features with a continuous surface connection to jurisdictional waters. It also eliminates federal jurisdiction over interstate wetlands. So a few, I would say, significant changes that will significantly narrow the definition of WOTUS and thus the impact of WOTUS to landowners across the country.
She says this helps put states back in control on the Clean Water Act regulation and permit implementation. NCBA will now work with EPA to provide farmers and ranchers with certainty in the regulation through its implementation and won't hesitate to go back to court.
Just because the rule has seemingly some finality today doesn't mean that we don't still have litigation as a tool in the toolbox if EPA were to enforce the definition of WOTUS beyond what we believe are the limits of the Clean Water Act or the Constitution.
Other groups accuse the administration of not fully following the Supreme Court ruling and suggest the legal battle over the jurisdiction of federal waters will likely continue. House Ag Chair G.T. Thompson says EPA is leaving the door open to agency abuse and regulatory and legal uncertainty for American agriculture. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.